Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we're checking out the deck that won the color challenge for Rakdos. Not your typical Rakdos control deck. We've got everybody's favorite Go Big Win Con, Captive Audience. This card is, I think, one of the more popular cards out of Ravnica Allegiance as far as fun goes. For 7 mana, you get kind of these weird effects that the opponent gets to choose the order in which they happen, such as your life total becomes 4, discard your hand, and your opponent creates 5 2/2 zombies. It's like a curse, like a really mean curse card, for those of you who have played with the curse enchantments in the past. And it's very fun. It's also just good and flavorful for Rakdos that the audience is captivated while being a captive. Yeah. Fun card, and I was really excited that we got to win 7 games with this deck because I wanted to show you a captive audience control deck. Also in the deck we have a Banefire. Sometimes you just gotta burn a control mage out somehow. But on the note of control mages, we also have 4 copies of Duress to try to pierce their defenses, and a lot of ways to remove planeswalkers. So if we go up against a Teferi featuring control deck, we have 4 Bedevils and 4 Vraska's Contempts and 2 Eldest Reborn to try to just kill their planeswalkers dead, not to mention the Banefire, which can do it as well. And if the opponent, if they lose their 4 Teferis and say they run Akaya or Karn, as many of these decks do for win cons, like, they can't really win. So it's kind of a weird grindy way to take on control. On the other side of things with aggro, we have a lot of life gain and removal. So we have 4 Moment of Cravings and 4 Vraska's Contempts. Maybe a lot of life gain is a bit strong, but it is a good amount of life gain for a red and black deck, which usually doesn't have access to that. Other than that, we have 1 Cry of the Carnarium and 4 Bedevils to keep removing threats. The deck's weakness is probably going to be something that cranks out tokens, or with some draws, mono white, that can go too wide, and 1 Carnarium may not be enough for those matchups. But I found the deck to do reasonably well. And also 2 Bedeck Bedazzles. It's pretty fun being able to hit in Azcanta with Bedazzle, although it is very challenging because it's 6 mana. The Bedeck is just another good removal spell for those indestructible cards, along with Moment of Craving and Vraska's Contempt. So between all that, Adanto Vanguard and other small creatures don't cause you too much trouble. Treasure Map and Karn are the card advantage engine. They can win the game by pooping out constructs, but most of the time, Captive Audience cripples the opponent to the point that it gets the job done. So I think I've talked through the deck for the most part. In the mana base, I do have all 4 Rakdos Guild Gates to help make sure that my early color requirements are met for cards like Bedevil. I probably don't have to play this many, but I have a lot of issues with 2-color decks that run a lot of basics. I seem to get fed a lot of hands that contain 3 basic mountains or 3 basic swamps, and those are usually auto mulligans. So having more gates in the deck has helped mitigate that. Bad jokes, sorry. And I've been running more and more of them in decks that don't necessarily have to curve out to win. This deck can play a little bit off curve. It needs to basically have a removal spell available early, and from there it can play off curve pretty well. It doesn't always have to be on curve. That's another feature of treasure map decks, because you want to be scrying when you can. So I haven't felt very punished by the gate, so I'm going to keep it in. I'm keeping it at 4 for now. And the Arch of Vraska is very nice also as a card advantage tool. Let's go play some games. I'll try this hand. It doesn't have early removal, but I'm going to get lucky and draw some. That's my strategy. Luck is my strategy. That's probably not the best thing. As I'm getting started here, I'd like to thank Steven for the $5 donation on the video. There is a link in the description to leave a tip for the video. It's not used often, and that's okay. Nobody has to leave a tip or anything like that, but I was really, it made my day to see one the other day, and I just want to thank Steven for doing that. So Steven, if you're out there, thank you. Here is Flower, opponent possibly on tokens. That's going to be a big problem. Our deck isn't designed to beat up Go Wide. It's designed to beat up Go Tall. So We'll see what happens here. We probably need to crank out some Karn structs. Eldest Reborn is likely not good against a token deck if that's what we're playing against. Bedevil is spot removal, which struggles against it. Okay, so do I Bedevil this? I can't activate. It cost me 2 mana to activate the map on my opponent's turn. Yep, let's throw you a hello. Hello, Urfa. I feel like it's a lot better to Contempt it, but if I pass the turn, all I'm going to do is Scry. Yeah, I'll pass the turn. All I'm going to do is Scry. It's not good. Not a good look for me. But we'll see what our opponent does. Obviously, if they have History of Benalia that we're just getting rolled on. Second Tithe Taker. Sure. Good times. And Legion's Landing. Wow. Alright. Nice second turn. Pretty hard to stop. You need that Cry of the Canarium. That one Cry of the Canarium. Most expensive treasure map ever. What? What? Too lucky, I guess. We got there. Something went my way. It's a good feeling. Good feeling. I'm gonna put that upkeep stop now. I might need it later. Here's a flower. Oh. I still don't understand why it's in 2 spots to mark it. To mark your stops. And this part down here I never use. I don't really get it. I don't know why it's there. Because I have this. But this has been part of Arena since the beginning. So it's probably just me showing my I've been playing for a while ness. I think I'll keep that. Because Conclave Tribunal, like with our opponent doing nothing that turn, it's definitely a hand that's cards like Tristani, Conclave Tribunal, March of the Multitudes. So I think I want this card. And we'll draw, hit the main, and send the duress. Unbreakable Formation, Conclave Tribunal, Tribunal, and Shalai. Well, Shalai we can kill. Unbreakable Formation's a pain, but I can play around it pretty well. I guess I need to go after the Tribunals, because if I don't, Karn and Eldest Reborn don't do anything, so we'll start there. And we'll end the turn, see if the opponent wants to run the Shalai out. If they do, it's a pretty easy Bedevil because it's a good target. And I'll use it now. I can still use the map on upkeep. I don't have as much mana available this turn, but that's okay. I think I go ahead and bottom. So if I play Karn here, I can make a creature, but then the opponent plays Conclave Tribunal to get rid of Karn, but I still have the body. That's pretty good. Maybe I do want to keep the land, just so I can slam a Karn. Yeah. Slam a Karn, make a Karnstruct. Get on the front foot. The opponent will definitely play the Tribunal and get rid of it, but maybe we can find another Karn quick enough.
I will fight. Some solutions must be built.
But now we've got a body, and an Eldest Reborn can come down and take on the next thing our opponent plays. Okay, landing. They can still make their 1/1 and then use the Tribunal's Convoke. Here it comes. Bye-bye, Karn.
Not every fight can end in victory.
Darn. I like fights that end in victory. So, there's a Shalai in the graveyard. And that's about it. I don't know what this Eldest Reborn ever really hits, to be honest, against the token deck, so may as well run it out there, especially with Vraska's Contempt waiting. Get something from this experience. And try to turn up the pressure on the opponent some more. 5th mana, Tithe Taker. And our opponent can cast the Unbreakable Formation here for the +1/+1 counter, which they should do, because Eldest Reborn will make them discard it. You want to cast that to gain Indestructible, you can also do that. And here it comes. So in response, I don't have to do this in response. Alright. But yeah, Vraska's Contempt I think is where I want to be here. The punish is if they draw Tristani, I guess, something that Craving can't kill. And I don't want to sack these to draw cards yet while I have the 4/4. Size matters. So keeping the 4/4, beating them down for at least another turn or two. Alright, Eldest Reborn, get me the Shalai. Keep on attacking. Down to 6. I could play other Eldest, but I like holding on to it. The opponent says, good game to you. Looks like they flooded out with a few lands over the last couple draw steps. Always painful to go through. Alright, Duress, Moment of Craving, Map. Definitely fun. We'll hit the hand, we'll hopefully remove a creature. Our opponent gets a Sphinx Scry, lucky them. I'm just going to hit that hand right away though. Whoa, Azorius Locket, Settle the Wreckage, Sphinx Resplendent Angel. Like big stuff deck. Well, I'm not scared of the Settle. I don't play that many creatures, so let's take the Locket. Now the Scry thing happens. What's interesting is our opponent has an Evolving Wild, so even if they Scry to the top, they can't crack their Evolving Wilds without wrecking it. It's a little funky, you might say. And I need to find removal spells that hit larger creatures, because my Moment of Craving is not going to do. And our opponent screws up their Scry immediately. I guess they drew the one card they wanted, so it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. They scryed 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom anyway. Alright, so I'm looking for anything that removes large creatures. And I'm going to keep scrying land to the bottom, because with Treasure Map, hopefully I can take care of my mana issues, but the main thing I want to do is make sure that I can deal with these threats. By the way, our opponent played a Memorial to Genius, which is going to keep them from playing a Resplendent Angel next turn. So they're giving me more time than I deserve to try to solve my problem of needing more large removal, large critter removal. Captive Audience. Wrong time. Not the time. Not the time. Too early. I gotta deal with my opponent's stuff. How about a Banefire? I guess that deals with my opponent's stuff. Yeah, it does kill large creatures. I can't turn it down as much as I want to draw land here. And kick it on over. Could have duressed the opponent, but it's only been a few turns. And whoa, they missed their land drop. Yeah, I'll take that. Draw. So now I'm wondering what's going on. At the same time, it feels like this may get countered, but I'm going to try. Let's see if we can loosen him up here. Thought Collapse. Sure. Karn, no, come back. Alright. Your turn. Put another upkeep stop down for this map. We've got a kitty. You're kitty. Eldest Reborn. Yeah, that's really good at taking out large things. So, we'll keep it. But for this kitty, we'll fire off a Moment of Craving before the opponent untaps in case they have instant speed life gain. I don't really know what's going on with their deck. It seems like the kind of thing they could have. Let's flip our map before they untap. I see a land on top. We'll keep it there. And we'll draw a card so we can put that land onto the battlefield. Because now I feel confident about the removal we have, being able to deal with the threats. So I'm open to developing our mana now. I'll also take a Captive Audience if I can find one. But there is a Karn. That's freaking sweet. I'll leave up the treasure maps in case I want to draw cards. But let's make some constructs. And I don't want to sacrifice these to draw cards unless the opponent deals with the construct. Because the constructs are the beatdown. River's Rebuke to the yard. Ooh. Okay. Slam-a-ram. Alright, seal away, ready to go. That's okay. Our opponent's deck is some weird mix of like control and flyers. And Johnny's Pride Mate, which I don't really get it, but it's not for me to get. It's my opponent's deck, not mine. Do you like swamps? We got some swamps for you. Let's Eldest Reborn away this Pride Mate and slam with the Construct. See, next... Oh, I already have a Karn in the graveyard. Alright. So I was going to say I could minus this Karn so it's in the graveyard. I can get it back with Reborn, but I already have one. Golden Guardian. Fights another creature you control. When it dies, return to the battlefield transformed. Oh god, I'm definitely stealing that. I'm definitely stealing that with Eldest Reborn. Alright, I don't want to kill my opponent too quickly.
I'll make use of that.
Sounds mean, but I really want to flip this Golden Guardian. Alright, I guess we'll slam. End turn. There's a seal away. Okay. We have the Banefire though, so it is lethal, but I want to do the Golden Guardian. I'm not gonna lie. I can't help myself. Discard 2 cards and deal 3 when they're at 5 is fine. But I don't need it. I don't need it. Give me that. Give me this. Yes. So I need a creature to fight, so we will minus Karn. We will activate.
There is great power in the feet of men.
Hiya! Flip it. And there it is. So I can, for 4 mana, have a 4/4 Golem token or 2 mana of any color. Life is beautiful. I don't know why this excites me so much. It just does. But I don't want to stay rude, so I'm going to fire off the Banefire now. But but I was just really excited to flip Golden Guardian. That's just a fun one for me. Alright, that's a hand I can get behind, as long as we're playing creature deck. And even if we're not, we get to hit them up with a Duress really quick. Black mana. Let's see what's cooking. What you got? Call the Feast, a Johnny of Tyrants, and three copies of Syndicate Guildmage. Alright, let's take the Ajani. Yeah, Ajani can come down and make these bigger, which would get them around Cry of the Canarium, so I'm taking Ajani. It can also get a Syndicate Guildmage back out of the graveyard. Well, there's a card you just don't see that often. Tap target creature with power 4 or greater, 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. It's a fresh dude. So I wonder how many the opponent will run out and how juicy our Cry of the Canarium can get. There's a second one. So it'll take some damage. I'm going to run out a Karn just to try to draw the opponent's energy. Make them put some effort into attacking the Karn. And we see a Duress and a Banefire. So seeing that Duress might inspire them to play the Call the Feast, which makes our Cry of the Canarium excellent. So the squeeze between Planeswalkers and Sweepers is long established. You play the Planeswalker, the opponent plays a bunch of creatures to try to attack the Planeswalker, you sweep the board, and now your Planeswalker gets to keep being awesome. So that's what we're putting them through. So here's the Cry. I don't think that getting back the Duress is a good idea, although the opponent did not allow me to have it. Maybe I am supposed to do this.
The time has come.
Interesting. Nice meta choice by the opponent to get me to waste that Duress. It made me think they had something to protect.
Well chosen.
So here's a Vraska's Contempt or a Captive Audience. What do I get? The Vraska's Contempt. They're scared of the audience. Well, I got bad news, friend. You're gonna meet the audience. It's just a matter of time. You're gonna meet the audience. Okay, land off the top. Let's play the one from the exile pile.
This will aid us.
And here we go. Captive audience. Animation. Firecrackers. Fences. Our opponent chooses to discard their hand. Making sense with only a land there. And Basilica Bellhaunt rolls off the top. I will actually drop off this Contempt because I feel so good about Banefire plus reducing my opponent's life total to 4. Not concerned. The opponent gives me the Karn and not the land. Interesting. Let's drop another audience upon them. Choosing discard the hand for 1 is easy, but the other one either you have to give me zombies or go to 4, and the opponent gives me zombies. Yes, you can stack them. You can have multiples. If you've never done it, I recommend it. And that's going to be the game. 2 captive audience, too much. That's a lot of moments of craving. If we're up against red, we'll love having them though, so let's keep. I'm not going to dress on turn 1, I'm going to play the Guildgate instead. Just in case. Just so I know I can kill something on turn 2. Something like a Llanowar Elf is something you have to consider there. Ready to go. How you doing, Felix XD? Well, we'll say hello. How are you today? How are your green eyes are lovely, it must be said. The way the light catches them in this slight bit of shadow, crushing it. Novice Knight. Let's see what's in this hand. Oh boy. Wow. Alright. Well, scarier than you might think with this duress not going to be doing the job. Means we're basically on a 4-card hand, and until we draw a land, it's actually a 3-card hand, and it doesn't deal with at least one of our opponent's creatures. Uh-oh. Brace yourselves. This could all start going south. Alright, away with you. Our opponent chose the 2-2, we chose the craving of the 2-2. So now I'm ready to bedevil our opponent's Shalai, so I should let them make that play. It also gives them another turn to draw a card we may be able to duress. Although we don't have any evidence yet that they play anything that isn't a creature or land. So, we'll see. Here's Shalai. Shall I bedevil your Shalai? Angel down. Alright, let's see what's in there. Still not hitting. Daybreak Chaplain. Oh, man. It's another very new player to the... Captive Audience brings him out, I guess. Maybe the matchmaking algorithm. Maybe I don't have as many... But I have 4 Karns and 3 Captive Audience. You'd think with that many Mythic Rares I wouldn't get paired against new players. But... MTG Arena, constructed events, weird stuff happens. And besides, that Chaplain's immune to Moment of Craving. And our opponent found a Knight's Pledge. Oh god. Yeah, I shouldn't be making fun of them, because they might crush me. They might just crush me. So I think I'm on Moment of Craving and Carnival Carnage on the Chaplain, because as soon as I draw land, I can Contempt the Knight. But god, that's ugly. That is not good. Okay, that is good. It is good that they targeted the Chaplain, because that does sort of let me get back in the game. Because I can kill it in response to the Prodigious Growth, which our opponent drew off the top. And I still have 5 turns, if the clock doesn't change, to draw a land. So, we did it. We got the land. I'll wait on the Contempt, though. Our opponent, playing an Aura deck, might draw another Aura and try to cast it on the Novice Knight. But they don't. They draw a land. So here's a Contempt, here's a Karn.
I will defend my ally.
We're going to plus the Karn and try to accumulate more resources rather than making tiny creatures. The opponent gives me a Guild Gate, which I'll gladly play. And there is another Karn in exile that we could get for insurance, but I think I'm much more likely to keep plussing this Karn. Is that another Moment of Craving, huh? Fourth Moment of Craving off the top. Treasure map with captive audience. Yep, get ready to get captivated. No, we probably won't do an upkeep stop. Well, we may as well have the option, but I may not do an upkeep scry. Yeah. We'll draw that. I don't have the land for it. But Karn might just find it.
Are you certain of your decision?
If the opponent's wise, they'll give me the Guild Gate, though. Good choice. Audience will have to wait. Let's go ahead and use our map. Bedevil, sure. A good all-purpose removal spell. And now, let's go set up Captive Audience.
Decisive action is needed.
We'll use the one that we can show here. The opponent doesn't have to know there's another one about to come down. What they don't know can hurt them. So, Captive Audience. Discards the Oaken form. Draws off the top. Is it something useful here? A Satyr Enchanter. A Duress for us. Let's plus Karn.
The choices we make.
Probably end up with a land from this experience. We'll play second Captive Audience. And we can flip this map and Moment of Craving this Enchanter if the opponent draws an aura and tries to suit it up. They would get to draw an extra card in that case, but I still think it's worth it. So let's see what the opponent chooses now. They discarded their hand once last time, so it's either go to 4 or gimme zombies. And we're going to get discard your hand and zombies. Ceratops off the top. Alright. Let's go ahead and flip this map. I don't need another Karn at this point. I don't need much of anything, to be honest. This one is, our opponent's about to go to 4 and give me more zombies, probably. Although going to 4 at the same time is wise, and they should do that. But once they're at 4, we have zombies, and I've removed their creatures. This one is all but done. I'll go ahead and make a Karnstruct to join the zombie horde.
Say hello to my group.
There's also no point in attacking if our opponent is about to go to 4, since this attack won't be lethal, so I'm going to say go. Thorn Lieutenant. Okay. Won't save you from the zombie horde, though. So our opponent's chilling with some priority over here to give out whether or not to pump this lieutenant. I'll just show them the Bedevil so that they don't have to sit on priority through the last attack. And we'll turn these creatures sideways. And the zombies of the captive audience have come. I love the flavor of turning your audience into zombies by boring them to death. I don't know. All right, we're on the play. We have some good removals, and someday we might captivate this audience. Ooh, let's keep it. Wellsies. What's going on? Mulligan. Okay. Do you get to keep this one? Okay. Keeps with one on top. Should be an okay hand then. should be up for a game. We'll say hello to Shackle017. And we will kill this right away. As I've said many times, because of Wizard's Lightning, I like to kill it on my turn. Even though I could use it at instant speed. Nice top deck there. The Rakdos Guildgate was going to keep us from casting the Bedevil on time. And I like to kill this at instant speed if I only have a 2 thing, or not at non-instant speed, at sorcery speed, I guess. Oh my. Red deck dead. Wow. That's your daily dose of me beating a red deck for the day. We'll just keep that one. So Captive Rakdos. There's probably much better Rakdos decks that you can build and much better ways to play black-red, such as Jody Keith's black-red mid-range deck that I already made a video about. But there's few things quite as fun in Ravnica Allegiance as Captive Audience, especially when you can play multiples of them. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you might want to consider becoming a patron of the channel. It's only $1.99 for the lowest tier, and right now, this month, there are 2 bonus videos for patrons. There is a Gutter Snipe burn video where we deal 20 damage in 1 turn, and there's an Emergency Powers Patient Rebuilding Mnemonic Betrayal Mill Esper deck as well. So those are available now for patrons only. It's only $1.99 for the lowest tier if you're interested in that. There's a link in the description if you like. Thank you very much for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment. You can also support the channel on Patreon for special perks. Links are in the description. Our sponsors are HauntedFlower.com and FlipsideGaming.com. Haunted Flower sells officially licensed MTG apparel and accessories, and Flipside Gaming sells MTG cards and supplies. You can save 10% on either site with the promo code CGB, and it supports the channel at the same time. See you next time for another day in the arena. For now, it's me, it's CGB, signing out.